Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I am very much grateful for your time. Do you remember the day the MP for Dagoretti South, John Kerry, KJ, really intensively vilified and castigated the first protests by Gen Zs?
That the committee was already in the process of engaging Kenyans long before a fake demonstration was organized, Mr. Speaker. And the lie persists, Mr. Speaker, because even some of the photos that we were seeing out of the streets, I can tell you as a graphic editor that they do not belong to this country. Photos were being taken off the internet and being edited and posed as Generation Z. I am a photo expert, Mr. Speaker, and I can point out to you photos that were edited to look like they were in the streets of Nairobi, but they were not. But that was not the point, Mr. Speaker. My point, Mr. Speaker, I would like to let this House know that every digital image has a digital footprint. If a photo was taken in 2020 and is being used yesterday, we can tell from the metadata of that photo, Mr. Speaker. So there is no debate about that. Mr. Speaker, the truth of the matter is that we have a finance bill that seeks to move Kenya from being a net importer so that we can have cottage industries, Mr. Speaker.
Do you remember how the man appeared to be the one and only Barakala of William Ruto? How he glorified William Ruto's move to force this finance bill in the throats of the Wananchi. Do you remember? Now today, KJ has come to apologize. But the Gen Zs have not embraced his apology. In fact, he has received a very nasty, harsh backlash. However much he posted this apology on his official social media handle, like for it to appear as an official thing, we have not accepted this. Let me read for you a little bit, and then I tell you something very interesting, because this is signifying something that is happening within William Ruto's cycle. Very important. So this is what KJ said. I truly apologize for the comments I made regarding the protests and the authenticity of the images. In the heat of the, moment during the debate on the finance bill, my words were unnecessary, misguided, and insensitive. Let me take those other two paragraphs, the last ones, which I think I need to give attention to. I deeply regret my utterance after reflection and also understanding the anger and frustration that exist in our nation, anger that stems from decades of many unresolved but very pertinent and potent national issues. Then he concludes by saying, I am sincerely sorry for any provocation, hurt, or confusion my words may have caused. I definitely have learned a lot from this and also from all the active listening and engagements that I've been doing this week. Now, there are two sides to this statement. Number one, if there is honesty in this letter, then they have realized that the pressure has increased so much. It has, in fact, in the kitchen, this pressure cooker is bursting. The other side to it is that there could be a trick to distract the Gen Zs from carrying out perfectly well what they call the 7 day of rage, the 7 day of reckoning, the entire week of reckoning. This can be actually a distraction, and that's the reason why some of the Gen Zs are saying we are not going to give attention to such kind of letters. Right now, as we speak, if you look at two hashtags that are really perfectly dispensing force behind this week's Gen Z's activity, we have the hashtag total shutdown, very important. And then we also have the hashtag they won't believe. These two hashtags are very powerful. In fact, when you talk of they won't believe, this is one sign that they did not believe that what we started, we can actually finish it. So this can be a distraction. And Gen Zs have not given it the attention that John Kerry wanted it to have. So it has been thrown into the dustbin for it not to distract what is supposed to be done over this week. And if we are supposed to look at it critically, and we maybe try to say that perhaps the heat is too much and the pressure cooker is bursting out, it needs to actually mobilize the boys and girls of William Ruto, especially Kimani Ichung'wah, to make an appropriate apology
Wale wengi unaona wakiandamana Nairobi wameshika simu ya iPhone, wanajiita Gen Z. Wanafika kwa maandamano na Uber. Wanatoka maandamano wanaingia KFC kukula kuku na minofu. Ama hamkuwaona? Muliwaona? Maji ni ile ya chupa. Hao hawajui kukosa stima ni kitu gani. Hawajui mtu wako Eldama Ravine 35% peke yao ndio wako na nguvu ya stima.
He needs to go and tell the boss himself to come out and apologize. In fact, that will actually make a step to seeing that we are on the right track. However much things are the way they are. So the Gen Zs are not going to accept this apology in the first place. They have not actually accepted it. And they are not giving it attention. If you look at yesterday's event that William Ruto attended in Nyahururu, the church event, the likes of KJ were the very Obarakalas who were presented, such that if they were to be given the opportunities that they have always been having to spew verbiage, to spew unnecessary rhetorics on the church pulpit, John Kerry was very much well-fashioned. In fact, they were the ones who were ready to defend the president. He was there, okay? He was recognized.
Haya, Bishop amesema hapana. Sasa mambo imekuwa kali. Haya, keti.
He was there. They were so much well-fashioned. But God actually came for the Gen Zs. This is something that even God is giving a nod. All right? The power of the people is the power of God. The voice of the people is the voice of God. So when John Kerry is coming out to apologize right now, and perhaps they have seen that the pressure cooker in the kitchen is bursting, then he needs actually to tell his boss, boss, I am out. And for you, I would advise you to go and apologize to the Gen Zs. Go and apologize to the country. Because when you apologize to the Gen Zs, you apologize even to their parents. Because they are being fronted even by their parents. And as a matter of fact, what I was telling you in the other video, you see these Gen Zs, they are being facilitated by their parents. There is no one who is coming out to be their leader or parading themselves as sponsoring them. Leave alone what the government was saying that, you know, the external things and the rest. Those are just fabricated stories. These are independent minds. These are, you know, young people who are standing for their rights by their own. If you look at the hashtag total shutdown, this hashtag has so much power. Because first of all, we have always known that it is the government that can actually confine those who are rebelling against, like what we always call the house arrest. In these 7 days of reckoning, you might be surprised when, you know, William Ruto is put under house arrest. The president himself, it is possible. In fact, right now, let us not even say that over the week. Right now, are we seeing his boys and girls really moving in a cross-sectional divide and parading themselves from one point to another? We are not seeing them. In fact, yesterday, it was a surprise. We did not even think that a time will come when William Ruto will go to Mount Kenya and preside over a church event and sneaks out. In fact, gears off in a very, very sneaky way.
President William Ruto and a section of leaders attending a church service in Laikipia are forced to leave in haste after anti-tax demos began outside Ndururi Primary School in Nyahururu town.
The anti-tax demos broke out outside Ndururi Primary School in Nyahururu. Minutes to the end of President William Ruto's speech, the protesters were blocked by tens of police officers from advancing to the exit of the venue to confront the leaders, as presidential escort unit hurriedly whisked the president out of the vicinity, same to over 20 Kenya Kwanza MPs present.
Because he fears the ground, because of what the ground was saying. We were not thinking of a time like that. So perhaps these 7 days of reckoning is going to be a reckoning where the total shutdown is going to be seen even with the president. He's going to be shut down. He's going to be confined. He's going to be under state house arrest. Very, very important. And that is the force that the total shutdown hashtag is dispensing. The hashtag they won't believe is dispensing. Things are not cozy. Things are not easy with them. And I can't wait to see how tomorrow is going to look like, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be careful, although God is on the side of the majority. And the majority here is the people. I know victory is going to come at the end of the day. And it's going to be not business as usual, especially for the side of the government. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you have from your side? I'll see you again. Have a great time.